and cures for blinding retinal diseases, providing hope to people with vision loss. And for Mark, winning the fight means being there for his family. The Foundation Fighting Blindness. Together, we're winning. Blindness.org.
1 in 4 Americans have a disability. I'm one of them. I'm also a working deeply about making sure every child with a disability thrives by getting their access needs met. We've got a trusted ally by our side. Easter Seals provides children and families the foundation for lifelong success through early learning programs, skills training, and prep for college and career. That's my Easter Seals. Make it yours. Join us at easterseals.com.
Good morning, Fayetteville with Gilbert Baez on WFNC News Talk 640 AM and now at 103.5 HD2. Your information crossroads.
News Talk 640 WFNC. Hey, we want to thank the Greek for filling in for me yesterday. He interviewed the mayor and he got right to it.
Let's start right off with the new council. So you already had a meeting, huh?
Yeah, we had our first meeting with the new council. I think it was a great meeting. The new members settled right in. They seemed like they definitely wasn't their first day. They had their material. They were very knowledgeable about the packet, and I'm excited about where we're going with this new group. So we had a few closeout items on the agenda from the previous council. We had our redevelopment report, which covers a lot of important things. Our loans and grants that we put out in the community, our affordable and attainable housing, which I know we'll talk a little bit about that. And then we had an opportunity to the new council voted on a historic partnership to bring some villas or cottages on Murchison Road. So excited about that.
Oh, yeah, like going on. So is it like the first day of school? Like people start partnering off into cliques or whatever?
Well, look, I think over time we'll get to know each other's personality. A lot of us knew the other from various stages in the community. We got 3 new members. But
3 new members, okay.
A lot of us had personal relationships, and so I think as we get to know one another in our governance, personalities, so to speak, our work personalities, I think we'll have an excellent opportunity to know each other's strengths and weaknesses and the areas of importance. We've got a meeting coming up in January. I thought it was important that before we go to our annual planning session, that we allow a pre-meeting to where the new council members have an opportunity to see kind of where the previous council left things and ask any questions and get familiar with it. So I think over the next few weeks, we'll spend some time together and get to know one another.
Who's your mayor pro tem?
Councilmember Derek Thompson. So excited about that, and he did a good job on Monday.
Yeah, and you guys have a relationship going back. So
absolutely, yeah. He's served for a couple of terms. It's his 3rd term, and he's done a great job for District 6, and he'll do a great job as pro tem. When
you get everybody in there, does the council accomplish more when there's a lot of disagreement and back and forth, or is it better when everybody agrees on everything?
I mean, of course, you will not agree on everything, and you will have differences, and difference of opinions strengthen the board, actually, but it's the division that we've got to watch out for, that we make sure that whatever our disagreements are, it doesn't become divisive issues that we can't govern, or that you oppose things simply because of who's presenting it or who supports it, and that doesn't do the citizens any good. And so, we're going to be very intentional about not allowing crisis to be manufactured. You got a certain contingency of people who always like to have a crisis that they want your attention focused on, and every minute that we're focused on that stuff, it takes us away from pushing the ball forward as a community. We're in a competitive race with a community with other cities across the state and across the country to make our city and community more attractive, and so we don't have time for a lot of that miscellaneous stuff. And I think this group is mature. I think they understand that, and they know the importance of staying focused.
That's good. That's good to hear, because stalemate and not get anything done.
Well, we see what that looks like in D.C., man. It's horrible, and all of us are being underserved anytime there's a partisan situation, and so we can't have that here in the local community.
So let's move on to the affordable housing project. That I just heard about this yesterday. This is over here on the big space where Murchison Road comes into Rowan Street, comes into Bragg Boulevard, and I remember Old Vic's Drive-In used to be right there.
That's right.
And so what's going on with that? You're talking about 84?
Yeah. So that was it's a catalyst site that the city has had probably 15 years. We hadn't really had a use for it. We had a developer partner that we've worked with before. Jim Smith and his team have done some great projects here. And he presented this Central Park villas, which is basically attainable housing, basically 60 and 80% average median income, which fits a lot of people in that community. You know, and you're talking about bus drivers, school teachers, custodians. They deserve quality homes. And Jim Smith's going to put together a great project. Also, too, Greek, the investment of this $25 million puts us back in play now for the $50 million Choice Neighborhood Grant, which came back online this week.
Oh, okay.
And so we missed that because we didn't have any shovel-ready projects in the ground. This is a essential piece to completing a great package that I think we made a good case the last time. We were one of 3 finalists, and I think this will get us over the hump.
Shovel in the ground early part of 2026?
Yeah, he wants to move real aggressive. So, with Monday's action, he'll be able to get the awards commitment in January, and he was talking about breaking ground in the second quarter of 26, and I think it's a 12 or 18-month project.
Oh, okay. So within a couple of years, this
should move pretty quick. Yep.
All right. We're talking with Fayetteville Mayor Mitch Colvin. Let's move on to another topic near and dear to my heart: the Houston Astros, our Fayetteville Woodpeckers, who live in Segra Stadium, downtown Fayetteville, and have since 2019. Give me play some ballpark music.
It's the big build-up, Greek. It's the big build-up.
So the announcement was this week that that the Astros have sold the Fayetteville Woodpeckers to Diamond Holding Company, a company that kind of owns, that's what their business, owning minor league teams. And they own a few of them, so the Astros are selling them, selling the Woodpeckers and their AA and AAA teams.
Yeah.
I remember when Segra Stadium was first being built, and when the first season in 2019 that the Astros had signed a 30-year lease to keep the Woodpeckers there. How does all of that get impacted, and what's the future of this? And I saw in the paper where you said that this is all a good thing.
Yeah.
This is not something to be worried about.
Right.
It's a good thing.
Yeah.
Why?
Because, first let me say I had a great experience. I was on the chairman of the baseball committee, had a chance to meet Mr. Crane, who owns the Astros, him and Ryan Nolan's son.
Reed,
and great people. And we appreciate their investment and confidence in the city. From my understanding, this is just a day-to-day operational change. So Mr. Crane basically, from what I understood, used his double and triple and single A teams to grow and develop his talent for the Astros. He'll continue to do that. He'll continue to use it as an affiliate or a farm team of the Astros so that those players can prep themselves, transition, and move to the major leagues. Diamond Holdings owns 47 teams in minor league baseball. So the 30-year lease commitment still stays. It was backed by minor league baseball, which we're checking to make sure the language of that is not going to be impacted by assigning the operational rights over to Diamond Holdings. And so the way that it read is that minor league would guarantee for 30 years that there would be a team in Fayetteville Stadium, which is very unique in the way that we cut that deal. And so we're making sure that legally any assignment we do at Diamond Holdings won't impact that. But they have the Charlotte Knights. When we were on the tour to see how these stadiums impacted downtowns, we went to Charlotte, we went to Durham, went to Sugar Land, where Mr. Crane's other teams are, in Columbia. Charlotte Knights have a great experience, and Diamond Holdings, that's one of 47 teams. They're also in Memphis and Brooklyn Cyclones, San Bernardino, California, some really large markets. They bring the entertainment component to it, which I think the Astros are more concerned with developing talent and making sure that they could play good baseball. They did some entertainment, but I'm excited